JuliaGrace, who joins us on the program. Julia, kia ora. Thanks for being on the program.
Kia ora, good morning. And you're right, every week is Mental Health
I,
Week. It's
I,
like Mother's Day, and we say, when's Children's Day? Every day is Children's
every
Day.
day it is, and look, I want to put that in context because this isn't just your lived experience. It's an area which you advocate for, you write, you
Yeah.
speak, you encourage people in this space. And in fact, just wanting to give a shout out here because you're going to need a bigger mantelpiece, Julia. Picked up another award for the work that you do in this space not that
Yeah.
long ago. So, hey, congratulations. You're just going to need
Thank
a
you.
slightly bigger display, slightly bigger shrine to your
A
achievements.
bigger shelf in the cowshed. At the moment, they're all tucked away in a box. But yeah, thank you. I received the Keynote Speaker of the Year award from the Professional Speakers Association, and
Wow.
I have been aiming for that award for 4 years. It's good just to have a goal, something to go towards. And so, yeah, it was a real thrill and joy and pretty blown away.
And hey, very much appreciate your continued contributions to this show because honestly, you've got a lot on at the moment. Some exciting things happening in Oamaru. That's coming up very shortly, right?
Yeah, so heading to Oamaru, actually, I'm flying out tomorrow. I've got an event in the morning and then heading out in the afternoon.
Yep.
And so we're going to do a whole weekend with the Salvation Army Church in Oamaru, open to others. We've got a women's event Friday and Saturday. Saturday night, we're open for everyone, and then Sunday morning in church. So love to see anyone who's in that area focusing in on mental health and well-being. And what a perfect week to do
Yep.
that. And if I can just pop in a little a plug here, I'm going to be presenting for the very first time a brand new workshop called Early Responders,
Hmm.
which helps people to know what to look for if somebody is dealing with mental distress around them, what to look for, what to say, and then to create a little kitty of resources of what to do next.
That is so useful and so practical because the awareness week is one thing. And
Yeah,
and hey, it is good to put a focus on that. But what do we do
yeah,
with that? What do we do with that when
yes.
it's not in the spotlight? How do we keep connecting? What do we look for? So this sounds like an absolutely brilliant resource, and actually wanting to unpack some of that today in our discussion.
Absolutely. Because one of the three key things that people often ask me once I'm off stage and sort of in that kind of behind the hand a little bit like, hey, Julia,
Yeah.
underneath it all, what am I looking for? What the heck do I say?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what do I not say? And then thirdly, what do I do next? And so creating a simple, what I call see, say, support, a simple strategy around that. And in the process of preparing that and getting that all ready for the wonderful team in Oamaru this weekend, I've been reminded of something interesting is that often we forget to go back through the process and thank the people who have been instrumental in caring for our well-being.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about helping others, I bet there's going to be people immediately that spring to mind that we say, you know what, if it wasn't for so and so saying that little phrase,
Yeah.
or that my husband, wife, spouse, my partner, just in that moment saying, hey, babe, are you really okay under the surface? Those people. And often we forget to go back and actually celebrate and thank them.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, I'm really going to put you on the spot, can you think of, you don't have to name them, but are there people that come up immediately where you think, those are key people who might not even realize, but they've been very instrumental in my well-being?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's Yeah, I'm not going to put them on this. I'm not going to
Oh,
put
you
them
don't
on the
need to
spot.
name them. No.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, of course.
particularly some guys, a part of my church family,
Yeah,
and yeah, we're in that space where we can ask each other anything, and we know each other
love
well
it.
enough that we'll ask the second question, and they've been
Yeah,
there for
dig
me.
a little deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
go,
and
oh
it's
yeah, no, I'm
awesome. I love
fine.
that.
We don't take fine
Yeah,
for an
yeah.
answer.
No,
Yeah,
yeah. Those
uh,
are our people, yeah.
yeah,
And
exactly.
often, and I call them our jelly buddies. So
Hmm.
there are people that we have formalized that arrangement with. We've actually said to them, can I continue to be there for you?
Yeah.
Will you continue to be there for me? And so my challenge for us today, for our listeners today, for everyone, for you, no matter where you are in the country or around the world today, is to take the next step with that jelly buddy relationship and thank them.
Yeah.
Actually, to go back, because often we only reach out when things are tough,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah.
things are going wrong, we reach out. If you've ever heard me speak, I will have challenged you to reach out in advance, because that
Yes.
is super important. That's why we create Jelly Buddies. But I'm actually going to ask you to go one step further and reach out retrospectively.
Yeah.
And just to say to those people, hey, man, little comment, little text, little message. I'm so grateful. So grateful for you, because what you're doing is you are connecting, you're reaching in, you're reminding yourself of the good time, of the beauty of it, but also you're going to give that person further inspiration to be there for you
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also to continue to be there for themselves and for others.
That is so good. And honestly, when it comes to the resources for supporting ourselves and those that we love in terms of their mental wellness, text messages can do some pretty heavy lifting, actually,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
says, hey, you can take the time to choose your words, but it also just
Yeah.
pops into the middle of their day, wherever they are, and go, oh, somebody's thinking of me. They're saying nice things. They've got this well-chosen emoji to communicate their feelings. So
Just laughy, teary, crying eyes.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And hey, yes, let's go further than text messages, but actually regular and often. It doesn't need to be, oh gosh, we've all got to set aside a time together for a meal. Just that
Yeah.
connection, that affirming, that gratitude by text message can make a huge difference, right?
Absolutely. And let's not confuse personal with face to face, because face to face is wonderful. Like, there's no, there's no substitute, right? But in our modern world and in our busy lives, if we only go, well, face to face is the gold standard of communication, we're going to miss out all those other ways to personally input. So, like you say, a text, a message, even hearing so and so, they asked after you,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
knowing that you are in the front of the mind of someone else can just be such a powerful thing when you are feeling vulnerable. And I know for me, I've had times when I've been really under the weather, and I had a friend who just played online Scrabble with me during a really difficult time. We didn't even talk,
Yeah,
but I'd be lying there on the couch like, oh, my life's falling apart, baby. And I get bing, and
yeah,
oh, look, they're playing Scrabble. I
yeah,
lost against them for about a year,
yeah.
because my stressed out brain was so offline. But it was a real beautiful example of the small reach in things. And in fact, that friend has said to me since, I don't feel like I really did anything. I said, you have no idea
Wow.
how actually impacting that small thing was. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Get face to face when you can, but all the other times, reach
Exactly.
in anyway.
And hey, to get a text which says, particularly if you're on a low day, and to get a text which says, thinking about you today, anything I can pray for, that really opens
Beautiful.
up a conversation. Or even to say, hey, it'd be good to catch up. Would you have time for a video call later on? Initiating
Yeah.
it, going a little bit deeper with that one. But rather than just thinking it, this week of all weeks, let's put it into action, right?
Yeah, small actions. Send out a bulk text if you need to. Hey, just thinking of you, checking in, and see what you get back, because you never know. You could be that person. You can be the angel unawares. You can be that
Yeah.
person in someone's life that can really make a difference on that day. And then don't forget to thank and celebrate those who have been there for you, because that actually they may be feeling a little bit under the weather themselves. So you saying thank you could make a massive difference.
Jelly buddies looking after each other. That's what it is all about. Hey, would recommend, if you haven't already connected either with the book or with the online material, Be Kind to Your Mind from Julia Grace. Julia, thank you so much for what you do. I know the people of Oamaru are preparing are looking forward to, that's the word I meant, to the messages coming up. But
Preparing for Hurricane Julia. Yeah, no, beautiful. I'm with it.
exactly. And hey, plenty more of opportunities if people wanted to connect, if they wanted to do something in their community, they can connect with you, and you can make that happen. Thanks so much for what you do. You are a hero of mine in terms of the light that you shine into some dark places in people's lives around New Zealand. Thank you for what you do. Thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.